Good morning, guys. Let's get started. So let us quickly go through what we have discussed in the previous class. So in the previous class, we started discussing about the factory methods of a collection interface. Can someone tell me how to create a immutable collection uh, till Java 8?
Till Java 8 collections dot unmodifiable list.
Yeah, if it is a list, then unmodifiable list. If it is a set, unmodifiable set. If it is a map, unmodifiable map. By using this collection in the collection class, these are the static methods. By using these static methods, we can make the collection as a immutable. May I know what is the use of a immutable collection?
So that once we have declared in the whole program, then we don't want to change. Like if we are trying to store the January to February, all the months, we should not change right in the middle. So that change no one can perform.
Yeah, you just remember that example. That anything which is static, no one can modify it. You should not allow anyone to modify it. So in those places, we can use this immutable collection. Okay. Now from Java 9, how can I create an immutable collection?
Off, using
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, in the list, set, and map, in these three interfaces, there is a static method called as off. By using this off method, we can create a immutable collection. Immutable collection is nothing but once you add the data, whatever in the using the off method, you can pass the data, whatever you want. It can be a string, employee, anything. Okay. Once we pass the data, with that data, the immutable collection will be created. Post that, anyone cannot modify the data or anyone cannot add the data. So that is nothing but an immutable collection. After that, we have looked at the try with resource, right? Can someone tell me what is a try with resource?
The resource, if we use try with resource, resource will be automatically closed. Auto closable close method will be called.
Okay. So we don't need to use the finally block separately, correct?
Yes.
So what is the reason for introducing the try with resource?
Since we are calling predefined method instead of like developer may forget, so they have implemented it in backend.
Yeah. So whenever we are writing a finally method, it's the developer responsibility to write the finally method. Sometimes if he is not writing, then the connections may not close, which is leads to the server shutdown. So there is a one topic, in 1.7, this try with resource topic has been introduced. How can I write the try with resource?
After try, we include parentheses and the variables which need to auto close.
Yeah. So after try, so generally we keep a whatever we know till now is only keeping the bracket. But try with resource is nothing but try followed by the parenthesis. Inside the parenthesis, any class that is implementing the auto closable interface. Okay, any class that is implementing the auto closable interface, you can write that resource over here. Automatically, though we did not write the finally block, automatically Java compiler will call the close method of those classes. Whenever we are implementing the auto closable interface, like for example, we have taken auto closable example class. So this is implementing auto closable interface. Similarly, buffer reader also implementing. There may be a driver manager, statement, connection, all of those classes. Whenever you are creating a resource, the only limitation is till 1.7, you need to create the resource in the try block itself. You cannot create outside. So that is a drawback of till 1.8. In 1.9, what was happened? So you can create a resources outside of the try block like this, and those variables you can use it in the try with resource, and then automatically the finally block will be executed post the completion of a try and catch. Finally block will be executed, and then the corresponding close method of those classes will be called. So this is nothing but a try with resource. What is the difference between a 1.7 and 1.9 for the try with resource?
We need to have the auto closable interface.
That is not the right one.
Inside
Define
try,
the
we need
variables.
to give the declaration, and from Java 9, we can just give the variable name inside
Yeah.
try.
So in Java 1.7 till 1.7, what used to happen if you look at this line number 25? So this is our like auto closable example. So whatever the resource that you are doing, we need to create the resource inside the try parentheses. You cannot create a resource outside and you can use a local variable. Okay. So you have to create the resource within the try block itself. But from 1.9, what happened is you can create a resources outside, like the try block before outside of the try block I have created. And then that resources directly this A and B are the local variables. You can call it as objects or local variable declarations, anything. So those variables I can use it in the try block. So can we use only one resource to be closed, or will it close multiple resources automatically?
Multiple resources, whichever is directly or indirectly implementing auto closable.
Yeah. If it is not implementing the auto closable interface, I have a class called a test. If it is not implementing auto closable interface, if I write that A here, will the close method will be called?
No.
No. So that the prerequisite is to have in the try with resource, we need to use classes which are implementing the auto closable interface, so that the close method will be called automatically by the compiler, right? So these are some things which we have discussed in the previous class. And apart from this, I also started discussing about the diamond operator. So can someone tell me what is the issue with generics? Without generics, what is the problem?
In a list, we can have multiple data types. Like we can have integer, string, or any user-defined object.
Typecasting and type safety are the main features.
So whenever we have the initial version of the Java does not have the generics, correct? So till 1.5, the generics is not present. So if you want to create a list object, what you need to do, list L equal to new array list. List.add integers, list.add string, list.add employee, list.add department. You can add any kind of a object. That is the definition of a collection object. But with that addition, what is the problem? Let us add diamond operator example. I could not hear you. Can you please come again?
Without generics, we need to face the class cast exception.
Yeah. So generic. So in the initial version of Java, there is no generics. So that is till 1.5. So this is how we need to create a so here, if you look at here, this yellow color line that is shown, this is a warning. What it is telling? So it is telling your list is a raw type. A raw type means, what is the meaning of raw type? Because you're not mentioning what does this list contains. Is it a string object? Is it an integer object? Is it an employee object? You're not mentioning. That's why this is called as a raw type. Now here, if I add L.add 10, I'm adding an integer object. Can I add double object also? Yes, I can add. That is the definition of a collection framework. Can I add string object? Yes. Can I add employee object? Yes. So that means you can add any number of objects, whatever may be the object. The problem with this kind of initial till 1.5, this is used to happen. But the problem is, if I want to get second position element, at second position, what is present? In this array, at second position, what is present?
Decimal.
0, 1, 2, string object, correct?
Yes. Okay.
String object. Now, if I get the string directly, see, I have to do casting string. But whenever this code is present, someone in the project, there might be happening that someone might come and add some other object here, like this long. So long object they will add. So whenever they add like this, at runtime, whenever this code is executing, at second position, what is there? Long. No, but what that long I'm converting into string. So sometimes I may get a exception, correct? For example, instead of this long, assume that you have a new auto closable, some object, new auto closable example object you are having. So this at second position, what is there now? I assume that this is the code that Karthik has written. I'm taking the same example that I have discussed yesterday. At second position, string object is there. This is well and good. This will work. No issues. but somehow let us take some person name, Harish. Harish is a new developer into this project, and then he do not know where am I using and all. So he just try to add at second position. He added some other object. That object is nothing but new auto closable object to this array list. Can he add it? Yes, he can add it because there is no issue, no compilation issue, nothing. Then he saved it. Now, whenever this line is executing line number 16, can I get an exception? Guys, whenever the Harish is adding the line number 13, whenever this code is executing line number 16, will I get an exception or not?
Yes, we will get exception.
Yeah. So what is that exception?
Class cast exception.
Yeah. Look at here, class cast exception. If you look at here, cannot be cast to the java.lang.string. Auto closable example cannot be cast to the java.lang.string. So this is a famous problem that we faced. So because of this, in order to overcome this one, and then this is called type casting problem. Type casting problem. Okay. Now similarly here, do you know what kind of a data is getting stored in the array list? Can I say that a department object? Can I say that employee object? Can I say that string object? No. So you do not know what type of a data is getting stored. This is referred as type safety. So that means there is a problem of type safety and type casting. So in order to overcome these issues, the Java has introduced some concept called as generics. So in the generics, they used diamond operator. This less than and this greater than is called as diamond operators. This less than and greater than are called as diamond operator. In this diamond operator, you can mention. So I'm mentioning this list is integer. That means it will allow only integer type of data. In the initial version of 1.5, this you have to mention this generics towards both the sides, right side and left side. You need to mention. So list is what is the meaning here? So whenever Harish is writing, Harish or any other developer is writing the code, so this list will take only integer objects. Anyone who is writing or who is setting the data which is not an integer object, like line number 12, it's a decimal. Line number 13, it's an auto closable some object. Line number 14, it's a string object. So these are not allowed statements. So that means you cannot allow allow the other developer to write any other data. Only integer value will be allowed. In this way, type safety is achieved. Now, whenever it is storing only integer, do you need to do the tag casting? No, not needed. Correct. So it will give you integer int l.get of 2. Though here there is no element, but if you have an element, then it will give you the element. You don't need to cast anything. Correct. So these are with this introduction of generics, type casting and type safety issues are resolved. So this is a 1.5. In 1.7, what happened is, so this right side you don't need to remember. You don't need to write the generics towards the right side. So this is a change that is introduced in 1.7. For this generics, what is the change that is between 1.5 and 1.7? Whenever you are declaring any collection towards right side, you don't need to mention the what type of a data you are storing it. Okay. So this is a change that is introduced in 1.7. Okay. Now for this diamond operator, we are going to see what is the change that is proposed in 1.9. Now let me create one abstract class. Can someone tell me what is an abstract class?
Abstract class means which you have a concrete method and with the abstract class with the abstract method also.
Okay. So is it mandatory to have an abstract method inside abstract class?
No, it's not mandatory.
But if a single method is abstract, can the class is called as abstract? Is it right?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So look at here. This is an abstract class. Let me create one. So
Abstract
here
class.
I'm trying to use the generics. I am mentioning T. Okay. Now let me create one abstract method like add. Some method public void add. It is taking T num1 comma T num2. So what is this T? T is a generics. I'm not mentioning what is a T, correct? So it's T is a generics. Okay. Now, can I say, is this a right way of writing the code or not?
Yes.
Others, were you able to follow this? Any questions on this code, what I have written?
No.
I just created an abstract class. In the abstract class, generally here, whenever you write a method, generally we will mention it may be an employee object, it may be an integer, it may be a string. But what I'm doing here, I'm mentioning T. What is this T? T is a generics. It can be an integer, it can be number, it can be employee, whatever it is, correct? So I'm using the generics. Now, let me create in the diamond operator example class, let me create an object of that class. So abstract class, see, so can I create an object of abstract class? Can I create an object of abstract class?
No, sir.
No.
Why can't we create an object of abstract class?
It has some unimplemented methods.
Yes, when you have some unimplemented method, what is the problem in creating object? Yes, that is right. Abstract class is something which has an unimplemented method. But what is the problem with that? Why it is stopping you to create an object?
With object, we may call the method which don't have implementation. That's why.
So whenever you create an object, what happens? Memory will be allocated for the instance variables, correct?
Yes.
So for example, inside a class, I have some variables and all. So if I have some method also, for method also, the memory will be allocated in the method area. That means whenever I create an object, some memory allocation will happen, correct? Memory allocation depends on what kind of a variables you are using, correct? But when you have an abstract method, do you know how much memory will be allocated by that method?
No, we don't.
We don't, correct? So that is one reason why we cannot create an object for an abstract class. Generally, for example, this is an abstract class. Can I extend this abstract class?
No.
I can extend it, right? And then I can implement the abstract method, right? Abstract class can be inherited, yes or no?
Yes, Karthik, we can inherit that.
So for example, so this assume that let me take some other okay, let us take Harish. So Harish is extending this class. Okay, now Harish has created a class called A extend diamond abstract. That's fine. And then he has overridden the add method. Inside the add method, he has created a 10 string variables. Okay, now similarly, Karthik has created a class called B extend diamond abstract. Inside that, I have created 2 integer variables. Now, can I say that the implementation is different between a Karthik and Harish?
Yes.
Number of
different.
variables or usage is different, correct?
Yes.
So, but whenever you look at the abstract class, do you know how many number of variables will be or how much memory will be allocated by this add method?
No, we can't.
The compiler cannot decide what kind of a memory, what kind of a variables it will hold, right? So
Yes.
whenever you create an object, the first thing that takes place is memory allocation. So whenever you have an abstract method, memory allocation is not possible. Hence, you cannot create an object for an abstract class. So this is a core Java topic only. Let's leave it aside. Now let's come back here. Now this is an abstract class. Now can I create an object directly? I cannot. So if I have to create an object for abstract class, what should I do? I have to do the inheritance, correct?
Yes, extend.
Diamond operator example extends abstract class and then override the abstract method. Or can I also create an inner class?
Yes, we can.
Okay. B equal to new. So in this inner class, what is the method I have to override? Add method, correct?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
So
yes.
here I should mention what is the T. Now I'm mentioning that T is nothing but an integer. Let me override this again. Add unimplemented methods, done. Now can I say that this is nothing but a creating an object? One way is you can in this diamond operator example extends diamond operator diamond abstract. You can do that, or else. So whenever what I'm doing, can I say that this is an anonymous inner class?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now what did I mention here? Integer. So that means see if you look at this signature, what is this T? This T can be an integer, it can be a string, or it can be anything, correct? But
Yeah.
whenever I'm creating an object here, I'm passing the integer. Now, can I say that this in add method will take the integer?
Yes.
Yes.
Only
Okay.
integer
Now,
type.
yeah, let me copy this code. So this is, now let me copy this code. Let's try the same example with a 1.8 workspace. Copy these two classes and then paste it in the 0 to Java 8. So I'm going to the Java 8 version and then I'm pasting these classes and then see what is not allowed in 1.8, and then we'll come back to the 1.9. So here diamond operator abstract. Okay, diamond operator abstract. Okay, where did I example? Okay, now here if you look at here, this is well and good, it's working. Okay, that means here in two places I have mentioned the generic, correct, towards left side and right side. Okay, now earlier whatever we discussed is for a object creation like this, but now whatever I am discussing is for a anonymous inner classes. Whenever you have anonymous inner class, this is how the diamond operator will work. Now if I remove like this one, are you able to see the compilation error?
Yes.
So that means in 1.8, whenever you are using a diamond operator for an anonymous inner class, you need to mention the generics towards both the sides, right side and left side. Okay. Now let's come back to the Java 9. So that means here my responsibility is to provide the generics towards both the sides for an anonymous inner class. If it's a normal object creation, you can create only one side. The limitation in the Java till 1.8 is whenever you are creating an anonymous inner class, you need to provide the generics towards both the sides. But now let's come back to the 1.9. In the 1.9, let us remove here. Let us remove this one. Am I getting any compilation error?
No.
So this is a change that is made for the diamond operator in 1.9. Hope you guys understand.
Yes.
Any questions, anyone? Should I repeat? Srivalli, Sohini,
No, sir,
Sunil.
it's clear.
Yeah. So you
But
just need to, yeah, go ahead.
things, we can include in right side also, no? No
Yeah, you can
problem.
include. See, then if that is a question, then it is providing the flexibility for the developer, correct? Now, if you say that, then why do we need the generics? If you are so careful, then why can't you add the same kind of objects, correct? We
Yes,
don't
sir.
even need the generics. So the language is providing you some flexibility. Now, so you need to understand what is those flexibility, correct? So if I don't write this code in the Java 1.8 and directly if I explain in only 1.9, will you be able to understand this one? It is little difficult, right? What is not possible in 1.9, sorry, 1.8, what is possible in 1.9? You are not knowing the difference. But when I same code, if I execute in the 1.8, that is not possible. So in 1.9, what they have done is they have done the extra feature saying that right side you cannot remove. So this is an added advantage for you, right? You don't need to mention. So now in the earlier 1.5 version, people used to mention both the sides. But now if you create an object, will you create like this or will you create like this?
Without mentioning, we create
Which one you will follow in this nowadays?
21.
Line number 21, correct? Now, why can't you follow line number 22? Yes, you can follow it, but it's a developer friendly, correct? Line number 21. Yeah,
Yes.
that's the only change. So in 1.8 for anonymous inner class, both the sets you need to mention, but in 1.9 they have created some more flexibility for the developer. You don't need to mention right side. Okay. So this is about a diamond operator changes in 1.9. Any questions, anyone? If no question, then we'll move on to the next topic called stream enhancement. So we have completed try with resource, diamond operator, then optional class, I'll come to that. Stream API improvements. Stream API improvements are which are very important. Let me create a class called stream enhancement. Java 9 stream enhancement. Okay. Let me create a main. Yeah, can you guys tell me what is the limit method?
It is a short circuit method where we will be performing operations till mentioned value or the integer was here.
What is a skip?
For example, if you have the second highest salary, we need to apply the limit 2 and skip 1 means it has to skip up to where we mentioned.
That's good. You guys remembered it. Now, if I say, now let me write L dot stream dot limit 2. What is the output of this method?
Up to 30 it will print.
To 30 it will come.
You tell me the data. That's it. I
10,
want the
20,
output.
10, 20, 30.
10, 20, 30, correct? Now it will print the output. Will it print 10, 20, 30 or only 10, 20?
10, 20, 30 up to
Okay, let's run the
0, 0, 1, 2.
No, it doesn't accept 0.
0 and 1 only it will print. Second it will not. Look at here.
Yes.
So whenever this condition limit 2 means only 2 elements.
Okay.
This one. Okay. Now let us put 3. What does it mean? It will limit the output to whatever the
3.
number that you mentioned. So that means from this one
10
to
to
this
30.
one, correct? Yeah. 10, 20, 30. Okay. Now similarly, what does the skip method will do? Same thing. If I do skip 3, what is the output?
First 3 numbers should be skipped.
So out of the see, this array list may contain 100 numbers. So out of when I say 3, first 3 will be skipped and remaining 97 will be displayed, correct?
Yes.
Yeah. Let me add some more elements. 70. Again, can I add 10 again? Does the array list allow duplicates?
Yes.
See, when I say skip, let me write some sysout statement so that we can see the difference. Sysout skip statement. Run the program. When I say skip statement, how many elements are skipped? I have mentioned 3. So that means 1, 2, 3 are skipped. Then 40, 50, 60, 70, 10. That means after the 3, whatever is there, that will be printed as output, correct?
Yes.
So this is about a limit method and skip method, which we have learned in the Java 1.8. Yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. See, in the limit method, can I write anything else apart from the long number?
No.
Can I write any predicate? Can I write any consumer or any other statement? I cannot, correct? Only the it will allow only the number. If you look at the signature of this method, limit method, what it is taking? Long variable, correct? You cannot write anything else. Only thing that you can do is long variable, correct?
Yes.
But sometimes you want to write a predicate. How can I do? That's where in 1.8, there is one method has drop while. In 1.9, take while, drop while. There are 2 methods have been introduced in 1.9. So in the 1.9 stream, what is a stream?
Stream is present in java.util package.
Yeah. Stream is an interface, correct? Yeah, it's an java.util.stream is an API, and currently stream is an interface in which there are so many abstract, static, and default methods are present. What is the use of a stream?
Perform operations on collections we use stream.
On top of
Yeah.
collection, we can perform whatever we want.
Yeah, is that stream data structure?
Oh,
No. So stream does not store the data and does not alter the data. So it just performs the operation. So how can we perform the operation on a stream? Using the intermediate operations and the terminal operation, correct?
yes.
Okay, I'm just trying to recall everything, guys. That's it. Now let us look at what is a drop while. So this drop while is a method which is present in the stream interface of Java 1.9. In 1.8, this is not available. If you want, let us look at it. Now, so if I want to know, how can I get it? I'll go to decompiler of Java 1.8, correct? And then I'll open the rt.jar and I'll go to the stream interface and see, correct? You can take any 1.8, okay? Library rt.jar. I hope you guys are looking at the source code at your home whenever you're practicing.
Yes.
So if you look at here, stream, it's an interface. Do you see limit method here? Yes. Do you see drop while? Let's look at it. See drop, it's shown the red color. That means it is not present. Now let me open the Java 9. In the Java 9, do I have the rt.jar?
No, we have modules here.
Okay, then which module is containing the java.util?
Base module.
Java.base module. So you go to jmod and then java.base. Okay. Now look at the classes, Java, util, stream interface, correct? Stream. Can I compile an interface? Can I compile an interface?
No.
Again, it's a basic question, guys. Basic core Java. Can I compile an interface? Yes, no?
No, we can't able to.
Okay. Any other answers, anyone?
Compile.
What is, yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. I'm telling you, we can compile the interface.
Yeah. Compilation is for a Java file, correct? Anything, see, if you take a class, if you store the class name, whenever you save the class name, what do you give? Class
Java.
name followed by .java. For interface also, let me create an interface. Look at here in this one. I have created n number of interfaces, right? What this is a test one is a interface. How am I storing this interface? With the .java extension only, correct?
Yes.
So the compilation, what is the, during the compilation, what do you do? What the compilation will check? Whether it is following some syntax errors or not, correct? So whenever you are writing a code, the last statement should be end with a semicolon. This is one check. Now, if you are writing an interface, you need to have the keyword called as an interface, correct? If you are writing a class, you need to have a keyword called class. So these are nothing but a syntactical checks. So that means whenever you do the compilation, the Java compiler is going to check the syntactical errors. But it does not matter that any file which is having the .java extension can be compiled. It can be a Java class file, it can be an interface, it can be a enum. This is a basic question, guys. Hope you understand. The one who said no. The compilation is not only for class. Any file, Java file can be compiled. So what is a compilation? After compilation, .class file will be generated. .class file is nothing but not only for class file. It can be a class .class file interface also. The .class file will contain the bytecode, correct?
Yes.
Hope you understand. That's the reason. Look at here. Stream is an interface. Yes or no? So it got compiled and then .class file is generated. Okay. So the compilation in Java is for a .java file. It can be a enum, it can be a class, it can be an interface. I'm just trying to confuse you guys. That's it. Okay. Now let us look at in the stream. Do you see the drop while method and the take while method?
Yes.
So these are not present in the interface, correct? So Java 8. So that means I can say directly that these are the new methods that are introduced in the Java 9. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now let us understand what this method will do. Now on the same thing, let me write l.stream.drop while. See drop while. What does the drop while method is taking?
Predicate.
Predicate means what?
It is taking something and checking and returning the boolean. If it is true, then only it will perform some operation.
Yeah. So drop while. So here let me write the predicate. That means what I will do P followed by P percentile by 2 equal to 0. What does this mean?
Checking for
Even number, correct? Now here, what is the P?
P is a list of integers.
It's an integer, not a list of integer, correct? So here let's see what this L is containing. L is containing list of integer, correct? L is a collection object which is storing integer object. Now on top of that, I'm calling the stream method, and then I'm calling the drop file. So drop file is taking a integer predicate. So here, what does the P means? Whatever is containing by the collection object. What does the collection object is containing? Integer, correct? Now I'm passing the integer. I'm checking whatever this is 0th position. So 10. Okay, now let me put that numbers are different. 15. Okay, now so here P this is a predicate. P percentile by 2 equal to 0. What does it mean? If the first it will take 10 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0?
Yes.
Yes, it is true. Then it will
Okay.
drop.
It will execute this one, drop while, take while, and then drop. I'll come to that. What is the output? We will see later. Okay. Let me take while. So take while, drop while, both are taking the predicate argument. Okay. Let us look at the take while first. Okay. Now, when it comes to the second element, 20 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0? Is it true?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when it comes to the third element, 15 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0?
No.
That means at this point of time, the predicate is broken, correct?
Yes.
But I'm not worried about the output. We will come to the output little later. But are you able to understand how this predicate is getting evaluated?
Yes.
For
yes.
each element, the predicate is getting evaluated. How it will perform, what this take while will do, what the drop while will do, we will see later. Now let me run the program and see what is the output of take while. Take while statement. Let us run the program. See what is the output it is giving? Take while. It is giving only 10, 20. Okay. That means whenever the condition is broken, it is ignoring the rest of the data, correct? See here, 15 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0? Is it true?
No.
No. After that, there is a 40 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0?
Yes.
Yes. But once the condition is broken, it will not look at the rest of the data, correct?
Yes. yes.
That means, is it working similar to the limit method or skip method? See, limit method, what it is doing, whatever the number that you mentioned, from
Skip
0th
method.
to this position, it is printing the data. So take while also, whatever the data, whatever the condition, whatever the predicate that you have mentioned, till the predicate is getting satisfied, it is printing the data. Once the predicate is broken, once the condition is broken, then it is not looking at the rest of the data. Now, can I say that this take while is similar to the limit method only?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in the limit method, the disadvantage is you cannot add any condition. You can put a long number only. But in the take while, I can write a predicate statement. Correct?
Sir, without using this take while and that one, we can also do this by using filter method in 1.8.
I'll explain that also. What is the difference between a filter and what is the difference between a take while? I'll come to that in a minute. Okay.
Okay.
There is a difference. That is very good question. I'm going to answer that in maybe in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay. Now similarly, let us look at the drop while. What is the output of a drop while? Let us copy these two statements. Now, can I say that take while is similar to the skip limit method? Yes or no? Guys, are you able to understand or should I repeat? Please someone respond it. So that
Can
Yes,
you
sir.
just repeat
Yes,
once?
sir.
okay. So here limit method means what it will do? Whatever the number that we mention here, till that it will limit the output, correct? See, if this is a given data, limit of 3 means it will print 0. So first 3 element 10, 20, 15, and this from here onwards it will not print the data, correct?
Yes.
Is that the Sohini? Ask the question.
Yes, yes, correct.
Yeah. Now similarly, so that limit method is taking a long argument. Can I put any other argument?
No.
No. That is not possible. So in the 1.9, they have introduced a method called take while. What this take while is doing? If you look at the take while signature, take while method is taking what argument here?
Predicate.
Predicate. Predicate means what? It will take one argument and it will return Boolean, correct?
Boolean.
Yes.
So that means predicate is a functional interface. Can I write a lambda for that?
Yes, we can.
So this is nothing but a lambda expression, correct?
Yes.
Now p percentile p arrow mark per p percentile by 2 equal to 0 means what is this p?
Integer.
Integer,
integer.
because the list is containing integer. So that means first time when 10 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0?
Yes.
Yes. When so in the take while, when the condition is false, then it will not execute the rest of the array. If the condition is true, then it will execute for each. So 10 percentile by 2 is 0, then it will print 10. Then next element is 20. 20 percentile by 2 is 0. Yes, it will print 20. Now next element is 15. 15 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0?
No.
No.
No, that means condition is broken. Once the condition is broken, it will not even look at the rest of the data. Hope you understand. Now it will print the data only 10 and 20. From whenever it is looking at the 15, this condition is broken. P percentile by 2 is broken. So it will not look at the rest of the data. So that means take while will execute. I'll come to that. You may say that 40 percentile by 2 equal to 0. Why it is not printing, correct? So the
No.
advantage. Yeah.
No, actually the thing is you were saying, right, take while is work as limit, but limit
Yes.
we won't give any condition like that, right?
So that is what that is a limitation of a limit method. That is what is the drawback of limit method? You can give only number, correct?
Yes.
But if you want to give some condition, you do not see, if I give a number, for example, you have employees, you want to find out who are all the employees who are getting less than 10,000 salary. Okay. Then for example, in your data that you have currently, you may get 100 employees, you will put 100. But as a company is growing, the number of people who are joining newly will grow. At that time, the people who are getting number of salary who are getting less than 10,000, it may change or not.
Yeah.
At that time, this limit method by taking an argument will not work, correct?
Yes.
So you need to have a functionality which takes some condition. So here, can I say that here I am writing a even number condition? Can I say that p dot get employee salary less than 10,000?
Yeah. Yeah.
It can give you, if you're ordering the employees in a ascending order, it will give you all the employees who are getting a less than 10,000, correct?
Yes.
That means it's a conditional base, not a number base, correct?
Yeah.
So that means the drawback of a limit method, you cannot put a condition. But in 1.9, the new method has been introduced called take while, which can take a predicate as an argument. Whenever you're taking a predicate as an argument, predicate is something which takes one argument and returns Boolean. That means you can write a lambda expression, right? So that is the advantage of a take while. But it will also behave like a limit method only. Till this condition is true, it will perform whatever the method you have written here. Have written for each. So it will execute for each. Can I write collect method?
Yes, we can.
So that means till the condition is true, whatever the post this take while, whatever you have mentioned, that it will execute. Once the condition is broken, it will not execute. So at this line number 15, sorry, at line number 13, 15 percentile by 2, is it 0?
No.
That means condition is broken, correct? Condition is not satisfied. Then it will stop execution. So
Yes,
it is a short circuit method. So it will stop executing. Okay. And then what is the output it has printed? 10, 20. Now similarly, there is a method called drop while. So same code I am giving, p less than p percentile by 2 equal to 0. Now what drop while will do? Drop while is similar to the skip method. In the skip method, what it will do? Whatever the number that I will mention, it will skip the arguments till that position, correct? In this one, 10, 20, 15 will be skipped. 40, 50, 60, 70, 10 will be shown, correct? Yes or no? Now similarly, in the drop while, what will happen is, till the condition is true, it will skip. Once the condition is broken, it will display. Now 10 percentile by 2, is it equal to 0? Yes, it will skip. 20% L by 2, is it equal to 0? Yes, it will skip. 15% L by 2, is it equal to 0? No. Can I say that this condition is broken? Then it will skip. So that means it has skipped the element till the condition is true. Once the condition become false, it will show, it will execute the rest of the statement. Let us run the program. Look at the drop file output, drop file statement output. See, when it comes to the 15% L by 2 is 0. So it has broken the condition. It has printed all the rest of the element. That means take while is similar to the limit method. Drop while is similar to the skip method. Instead of number, we are going to provide a predicate argument here. Now the big question comes, what is the difference between there is a method called filter also, right?
Yes, filter can check throughout the list.
Yes. That is a difference. So what is the difference between these two statements? Can someone tell me the output?
All the list of list of even numbers will print in filter.
Okay. So here take while means till the condition is satisfied, it will limit the output, correct? Now 10% L by 2 equal to 0. Yes, it will print 10. 20% L by 2 equal to 0. Yes, it will print. 15% L by 2. Is it 0?
No.
That means here at this line number 13, whenever it is executing 15% L by 2, then this condition is broken, correct? This predicate is returning false. So whenever it is returning false, it will not look at the rest of the data of the array. It doesn't matter whether it is satisfying or not, it will not look at. So it will stop it. That means it will print the output 10, 20 only. Rest of the, here it is satisfying 40% L by 2 equal to 0, it will satisfy, but it will not look at, because at this point of whenever whenever it looked at the 15, the condition is false. So it will not, so that means it's a short circuit operation. So from here, it will not perform the execution. Now, but when it comes to the filter method, whatever the code, filter also takes a predicate. This predicate will be applied throughout the data. See, filter will be, see, the output of this filter statement would be 10, 20, 40, 50, 60, 70, 10. It will not display the 50. That means the difference between a filter, take while or drop while is filter, all these three will take the predicate as an argument. So in the filter, whatever the predicate that is mentioned, that will be applied throughout the array or throughout the collection object. But in the take while, once the predicate is false, then rest of the data, whether it is true or false, it doesn't matter. It will ignore it. Let us run the program and see the output. See, let me look at the filter. See, filter statement. See, 10, 20, 15% L by 2 is equal to 0. No, it is skipped. So, and then what is the rest of the data? 40% L by 2. Yes, 50, 60, 70, 10. So it is printing all the data. That means the filter, whatever the filter is mentioned, the filter predicate will be applied throughout the data, throughout the collection object. But take while and drop while, it will start from the 0th element onwards, it will execute. Till it is becoming false, it will execute. Once it becomes a false, then rest of the data will be ignored. Does it clarify, guys?
Yes.
Any questions, anyone? Krishna, Sanjay, Melvin, Srivalli, Sohini, Swati. Do you guys understand this?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Karthik.
Sir, where exactly the scenarios we will use in these two?
So filter is very commonly you will use in the project wherever you want some condition to be filtered. Okay. So filter is something like based on a salary or based on a some condition you want to filter, you can use it filter.
Filter, okay, sir. These two introduced in Java now.
So take while, so okay, let me think about it and I'll let you know.
Okay.
I don't think I haven't used it till now, but I'll just look at it and I'll let you know.
I think take while will is used where we initially use the while loop as long as the condition is true.
Okay, yeah.
But it is performed on collection object.
So while also same thing, right?
Yeah,
You
it is
can
also doing
iterate
same
it and
thing.
then you can do it. Yes, yes. Yeah, I think, yeah, that's right. Any questions, anyone? Okay, so there is another method. So whenever, see here, if I want to iterate it, then how can I do this one? For manual, for I equal to 0, I less than L dot size, I plus plus, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now, and so this is how I will write the for loop, correct? If I want to get the data, L dot get of I. So this is how I will write the for loop, correct? Now, the same kind of a for loop, can I say that this is the initialization and this is the condition, this is the increment? Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Same thing, you can use there is a method called iterate. In the stream, there is another method is introduced called iterator. You can call iterator or iterate anything. Yeah. Let me show you that method first. So sorry, in the stream directly. Okay. No. Okay, there is a method called iterate in the stream. So whatever the condition that we are writing, we can write the same thing. Now this list object is not required needed. Stream dot iterate. Okay. So there are 2 arguments method is there, 3 argument method is there. Look, if you look at here, see, if you look at this second method, this is a newly added in the Java 1.9. So first one is seed. Second one is predicate. Third one is unary operator. Seed is nothing but whatever you want to do here. Int I equal to 0. Let me write that same condition. I equal to 0. Let me put int I equal to 0. Then I can mention, I can initialize it, or directly I can mention I also. Okay. Now the second argument is what? Second argument, what this iteration method is taking? Predicate. See, look at the second argument is nothing but a predicate. What does the predicate means? I %L I less than or equal to L dot size. Okay. Now what is the third argument? Third argument is nothing but a unary operator. That also you can do like how, that also you can write a lambda expression. I equal to I plus 1. Okay. So this is nothing but a okay, let me change the value. Let me do comma for each. I cannot read it clear. Okay. Let us look at so here, let me start with a 0. Okay. Okay. So here for each, what I wanted to do, L dot get of J. Okay. So here, what am I doing? So here in the for loop, what you are doing, first you are creating a initialization and then condition checking and then incrementing. So first what it will do when I equal to 0, 0 less than size, true. Then it will execute this condition and then I value will be incremented. Is that the flow of a for loop? Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah, similarly, there is a method called iterate method, or you can call it as a iterate method in the stream. So how can you call this one? So first operation, first argument is nothing but a initialization. Second argument is nothing but a condition. So 0 and then 0 less than size. Yes, it's a lambda expression because it's taking a predicate now. And then it will execute this for each. And then post that you wanted to increment it. So this is what you can do. So let me take I equal to 0, I less than, let me simply write one condition. 10,000, I equal to I multiplied by 10. Okay. Now let me print this out. I, what it will print?
Hundred,
What
200.
will it print? 100, 200 will come.
Less than.
First it will print 0.
0.
Then later
We'll check the condition.
I value will be 0 so let me start with a 1 instead of 0. Okay. Because 0 multiplied by 10, it will be 0. Okay. Now I equal to 1. 1 less than 10,000. Yes. So it will print 1. And then 1 value will be incremented. 1 multiplied by 10, 10. 10 less than 10,000. Yes. Then it will print 10. That means 1, 10, 100, 1,000. When it becomes 10,000, it will break. Correct?
Yes.
Can I say that it will print like this? First it will print 1. Next it will print 10. Next it will print 100. Next it will print 1,000. Next it will, whenever it comes to the 10,000, it will break. This is the output of this for loop. Yes or no?
Yes.
Now let us run it first. Let us run this one and see. See, I value using the for loop. Can I see? 1, 10, 100, 1,000. Am I getting the same output, whatever I've written?
Yes.
Now the same work I wanted to do with a stream.iterate method. In the stream interface, there a new method has been introduced called iterate. Okay. Now I'm using the second one, which is taking a t argument. Now what I will do, I will start with 1. Okay. What is the second argument is nothing but a predicate. Predicate what I'm doing. So I'm giving j less than 10,000. Okay. Now this third argument is nothing but a unary, like the incrementation. J, this is also like its lambda expression. J multiplied by 100. Okay. Now, sorry, 10 dot for each. Just a minute, guys. So here for each P, sys out P. Let me write sys out using iterate method. Okay. Now let me run the program and see what is out. Using iterate method. Am I getting the okay? Here 10,000 I have mentioned. I should have mentioned 10,000 because 4 zeros, right? See, 1, 10, 100,000. Using iterate also, am I getting the same thing or not? Yes or no, guys?
Yes.
Yeah, this is the iterate method, which is similar to the for loop. So if you want to write a for loop, you can write, or by using this one, you can also execute. So this is a new method introduced in Java 1.9. Any questions? Don't worry, just go. I'll share this program. Just go through the program. Tomorrow again we are going to repeat, right? So that time if you answer it, it will be good for you so that you can understand better. If no question, that's all for today, guys. I have a meeting at 10:15, so I have to drop off. So any questions?
Sure, no question.
Yeah, fine. So I'll share this program. Please go through the program. This stream API is very important because this will be asked in the interview. So the same thing is mentioned in the notes as well with the examples. You can go through the notes or you can go through the programs and then come back tomorrow. Tomorrow we have a class and then we'll discuss some other, like one more method and the optional class changes, and then we'll start with a JMod, Java modularization. Okay, so don't miss the class tomorrow. Thank you, guys. Thanks for joining. Have a nice day.
Thanks, Kartik.